What is up, Path of Exile fans and Scarab fans? Doing another Scarab video, okay? We're talking about this Scarab, Abyss Scarab of Edifice. It basically generates hordes and stygian spires. These are hordes. Let's open one up. One horde, okay? Two hordes, three hordes. I'm gonna count these also, 4, 5. 5 hordes, about 100 gold a pop. Let's look at the Scarab. Abysses in the area that do not lead to an abyssal depths lead to a stygian spire. So basically every single abyss you open is going to end up leading to a stygian spire, and you'll probably get like one that goes to an abyssal depths per map. I've used a handful of these. Usually I get one abyssal depths every map, and then everything else is stygian spires. You can generate like 5. And then also the abysses generate hordes as they travel. All right, so that was 5 hordes, 6. So while we're doing this, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and start clicking these and see, are they any good? And you're going to start getting an idea. So I had an abyss that started about here. I'm on a T16, pretty high quantity also. What's the quantity? The quantity is 117%. I think that probably, all right, what are we at? About 7-ish, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. So as you'll notice, so we're at 20. As you'll notice, I'm gonna just kind of talk through this Scarab as we're going along. So that's 20. All right, we've already got 1,000 gold for 20. It's about 50, 60 gold a pop. As we encounter things, we'll talk about them. So this is a corrupted 5 to 6 mod eye that pops out. These pop out pretty often. So we got our first one at about 20. These are often quite good. They have 5 to 6 mods. So if we look at my Atlas tree, for example, whoops, I've basically just taken every abyss. I've got like 30 points left. I just wanted to start playing around with this. I've got the Maven nodes randomly. So I got every abyss node. So everything with abyss, I've taken everything. One of the things you get with the abyss nodes, which I feel like if you're doing this, you're probably playing some kind of abyss strategy. One of the things is that whenever the eyes drop, you have a 20% chance of getting them with 5 or 6 mods corrupted. You get them pretty often. So let's see, that's 21. All right, 22, 23. I would say on average you get them pretty often. 24, definitely, I would say more than, all right, there's a Scarab, 5-ish, 26, rough estimate, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 33, 34. So hopefully 35, you're kind of going to get an estimate, if you were to run this, 36, 37, of about, you know, how good these are. 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. And I am going to just show you 40, a lot of gold out of that one. 40, what are we at? 5-ish, 46, 47, 48, 49. There's about 52. 53, okay, 54, 55. Okay, so there's about 60. There was about 60 hordes in that whole trail, all right? The first thing that you get, the first thing is the gold is pretty darn good. So that's literally one abyss, and I got almost 5,000 gold. That's pretty decent. How long did it take me? I wasn't timing it. You can check in the video about how long it took to generate 5,000 gold. And I got, I don't know, 2 chaos or 3 chaos. And then I got this ghastly eye jewel. Now this one, I don't know if this is any good. 3 minion ones. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not so great. But it is pretty easy to get very, very good ones of that. All right, so right there, if you want to just if you just literally just had no idea what this did and you wanted to know, that's basically what it does. You go through the whole abyss. This was a 4-pit abyss, and I got like 50, 60 of them. That's about 5,000 gold. Pretty good on the gold. Now, Empyrean, as I look for this next one, let's talk about Empyrean for a second. So MP, Empyrean. Okay, this is a So I had 2 that intersected at the same point, actually. That's okay, I got a little confused there. He actually made a video towards the beginning of this league, which is funny because I was already kind of planning this video out. That doesn't count. And pretty much starting on this video, and then I randomly stumbled upon his from about a month ago. So now we'll just click these. This is another abyss. We'll just, okay, there's a second corrupted. These have a 20% chance of the ghastly eyes generating these. Now this is going to be one of the things that I'm going to end up saying is pretty good for this strategy, is getting these corrupted 5 to 6 mod. All right, there's our first chaos orb. literally 1 or 2 maps ago, I just dropped a divine out of these hordes. So they are pretty good for raw currency, to be honest. Also, I mean, they're not amazing, but I think this is kind of like an early league. To me, it's kind of like early league. Or you need to be able to generate these things without having to just take so long like I did. Now, so Empyrean, actually, at the start of the league, made a gold generating video. And the funny thing was I had never seen it until like a day ago. And I was planning on making this video. And in his gold generation video, he actually talked about an Abyss as being a potential gold generating strategy for like pretty good gold gain. Just general, if you want gold, just run Abyss. And the reason that he said it is because of these Abyss hordes, and he talked about them also. So there's going to be some overlap with this video. Maybe 25 to 50% of this video is going to kind of overlap, but I'm also going to go just more in depth on everything I think about this Scarab. He actually mentioned that if you don't want to kill your wrists, you can take this caster mastery node. So let's try that also in this video and just demonstrate it to you. So this is, if you take a caster wheel and you get a caster mastery, you can do this 25% chance to open nearby chests when you cast a spell. There we go. Flame dash. Should work, right? Should have a 25% chance. There it is. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty handy, isn't it? Already it's way better than walking probably, but it's only 25% chance. I don't know. Okay, that was the end of that line. So we'll go find, is that it for that one? Yeah, so this is another thing to mention here. This is a lighthouse map, and funny enough, Empy actually, it seemed like he basically just chose this totally at random with no thinking or anything. All right, so here's another nice big line. Chose it basically at random without thinking about it at all, and randomly chose lighthouse, and then it ended up just randomly, seemingly being super good. Let me kill a couple of these. And I totally agree. Like, I've been running this for a while, and this was the first lighthouse that I ran. I'll just go back to clicking. So you can see how that worked. Well, let's just do it again, I guess. So, okay, so let's flame dash around a little bit again. 1, 2, 25% chance. 3, 4, didn't proc. I do want to point out with this caster mastery, like flame dashing and casting spells, you know, the question would be so obviously if you're playing a caster build, this is going to be infinitely better than playing an attacker build. I mean, it's just going to be, the time savings is going to be massive. 1, 2, there they go. So I got all 3 of those with 1 cast. And all of these. So it's got pretty good range on it. Wow, look at that. Okay, tier 16 map. These come out pretty often. I've been doing this for a while. Gotten quite a few tier 16 maps, just testing this out. Look at all the hordes. All right, no procs. All right. Pretty nice. Horn Scarab of Nemesis. Nice. By the way, I'm also playing on a level 5 strictness loot filter. Let's see what this looks like if you were kind of more early league. So let's go. I'm on uber strict level 5. Let's go to 3 strict. You can see it's a pretty big difference. And you're going to notice there's going to be a lot of these jewels popping out because there's a 1 in 5 chance there's a jewel that you get the corrupted one. Okay. Nope. So these are obviously dropping quite a few jewels also because I get a lot of 5 to 6 mod corrupted. Okay, here's another Stygian Spire. Stygian Spires, if you take all of the Abyss stuff on the Atlas passive tree, the Stygian Spire, everything it drops is item level 86. Can we see it here? Item level 86. Not very well, but it should be everything it drops is item level 86. So we got an item level 86 fingerless silk gloves. Another thing about this strategy, so thinking about strategies, if you were going to run this, you're going to get a bunch of these Stygian Spires. Your Atlas passive tree gives +1 to level of all the items and everything from the Stygian. So it's kind of like a poor man's T17. Like early in the league when people aren't really running a lot of T17s, maybe they don't have a lot of T17s, you can start generating item level 86 items from these Stygian Spires. And if you can think of combos with it, you could do some interesting things. I'm already starting to think about different combos and stuff that I'm probably going to try with these also. And I'll probably try one here in this video here in a minute. So I'll take those. Are those good? I don't know. All right, so that was about, I think that was about 3 Abysses worth, and I got basically about 8,000 gold. If you go look at the video that Empy made where he was testing this out, I'll make sure I didn't miss any here. I think he said in the final total of the amount of gold he got just per map, I emptied my gold before I started running around with these things. I think he said he got about 25,000-ish. 25,000-ish gold. That's per map. So for the whole map. Okay, here's one more. So we'll do one more. Let's try flame dashing around a little bit. Nothing. Anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, if you're a caster, it's going to be infinitely better. Okay, Orb of Unmaking is good. Okay. So the number one, so let's go ahead and already go ahead and summarizing. I think you've pretty much got the idea. We're going to get a lot of gold from this. We'll probably end up with about 10,000 gold from all these. And this is just from like about 3 or 4. So there's another jewel. So these drop jewels maybe every 5 hordes or so you get a jewel. Then you got about a 20% chance that it's going to be corrupted. Okay, ignore all that. Let's go ahead and put the loot filter back onto strict. Uber strict. So this is strict. So let's go back to uber strict. Okay. Okay, this was from earlier. Don't count this. So there's another one. So there's another corrupted. These, I feel like, again, talking about the value and combos and stuff, I feel like these are going to be a lot of the money from these also is going to be from these corrupted. These are just really good. Look at this one. This one's got, yeah, 3. And they all look pretty decent. So this one may actually be some pretty decent money, to be honest, with 3 attacks. It doesn't really have anything else on it. I don't know, but it's got some potential. And then I've got my Abyssal Depths, which I'm not going to run yet. So on average, so let's go ahead and already start summarizing this here. So on average, you're going to get basically, I would say, about 1 Abyssal Depths per map. And then you're going to get like, 3 or 4, or depending on how many Abyss you're running, let's say 3 to 4 or 5 something Stygian spires, which are supposed to drop belts, which I'll demonstrate here in a minute. So what's the kind of synopsis on this? Well, I think early game, it's got a lot of potential. Let's do our final gold check count. Okay, so that was 10,000 gold. Only takes, I don't know, a couple minutes. Definitely casters are going to have an infinitely better time, just no doubt, because you're just going to get it automatically. I mean, if you're playing a build like any attack build, normal build that's not casting, do you even really feel like going back and clicking all these things? It's really terrible to click on them when you're actually running the map. It's horrible. There's always these random mobs spawning the whole time. I've tried it many times to just start clicking. Maybe if you're running a specific build, like, I don't know, Righteous Fire or something, maybe you can do it. But otherwise, it kind of sucks. Okay? In terms of the value, when you're trying to scrape 2 Chaos Orbs together at the start of the league, a lot of maps that I've run and I click all these things, it's pretty good. So we got 2 Raw Chaos just from clicking these. 2 Raw Chaos, 3 Orb of Unmaking and Kindling. This is probably pretty decent. 5 Chaos or something like that? On average, I probably get 10 Chaos. Maybe this was a little bit light. I probably get more on average. I've got a Raw Divine. So pretty good currency. Okay, 10,000 gold. That was just from about 3 or 4 abysses. 10,000 gold, pretty good. Okay, and in the end, MP, I think he said he made like 300k gold or something per hour, if I remember right, off of this. Just doing this with the hordes and everything, and the normal gold that you get from the map. That's pretty good. I think he said he got about 25,000 per map. Pretty good. Abyss, it's funny because the actual Abyss monsters don't drop pretty much any gold, but you can actually get a pretty decent gold from here. The spires are going to give you these eye level 86s from the tier 16 maps. Pretty good. We'll check back in. I'm going to run this and I'll cut to the couple Stygian spires as I kind of go around and kill them here. There should be about 5 Abyss in this map. There's usually, yeah, so you can get like, 3, 4, 5 Abyss, something like that. All right, we should have our first, oh, nope. I was just about to say we got our first spire coming up, but nope. First one, Abyssal Depths. So like I said, probably going to get pretty much 1 Abyssal Depths, which, once again, I want to actually reiterate, pretty good early league strategy, right? If you can guarantee 1 Abyssal Depths every map, for example, the unique that had, oh my gosh, it's like I can't even, so much stuff going on right now. The unique that you put two eyes inside the belt and they have like plus 100% or whatever, if it's a max roll, plus 100%. Oh, geez. Plus 100% max roll. Those were really expensive at the start of the league, as I was kind of interested in actually maybe trying one out. Now they're like 8 divines, I think, for a perfect roll. So, and all those uniques are probably going to have like a pretty decent amount of value early league, right? So I feel like this is a genuinely pretty decent strategy to consider for early league. So we should have a Stygian Spire coming up here in a second, I think, right? This should be it's usually on the 4th pit. So this should be pit 4. So this should be a Stygian Spire. I'm guessing you can't get 2 Abyssal Depths per. Now, I'm actually trying this Apparitions. I want to see if I can get one of these belts to actually be an influence belt, but I've never been able to have one. So there's the Stygian Vice. It should always drop one. Usually always get like 1 to 2 jewels. So unidentified regular, unidentified regular. So 20% chance. Because they're I-86, I'm on the strictness 5, but because they're I-86, the strictness 5 will show them because they're I-86. So another thing to keep in mind, I mean, for sure, is the loot filter. Okay, one of these, I just bricked one of the abysses. If you do this, try not to open 2 abyss at the same time, because you kind of end up bricking one of them. Because you can't go over and do both, because these 2, I just opened 2 and they went in different directions, so keep that in mind also. You should just do one at a time. What I want to test, I'm not going to end up testing it in this video because it's going to take too long to test it out, but I want to test to see if you can get these influences on a Stygian Vice belt to drop. I've actually been testing it, and so far I've never gotten a Stygian Vice to drop. Never got a Stygian Vice to drop. Here is one more. Okay, I've already lost the influence mod, but all right. So there's the Stygian Vice again. So that's basically it. So that's pretty much the mechanics of it. You're going to get a bunch of these Stygian Spires. Always get a Stygian Vice. It's always level I-86, and you're going to get these I-86 jewels. Early League, I-86 jewels, printing them out in tier 16 maps, you're pretty much guaranteed to get probably about 1 of these per Spire, I would say, on average. Sometimes you get 2. I even got 3 not that long ago. Okay, price. It is about 2 to 1 chaos, so dirt cheap, and about 100 gold per. So, you know, depending on how many you're buying, again, say you're buying 100. If you buy 100, 12,000. It's whatever, it's fine, it's no big deal. I had Herald of Thunder activated, just kind of a pipe dream, I guess, that maybe Herald of Thunder would be able to lightning bolt the things and open them up. It doesn't work that way. In the past, I remember I used to run this all the time, and it would pop random little barrels and stuff, but nope, okay, it doesn't work. So if you're an attack build, kind of crappy to do this. If you're a caster build, honestly, probably pretty darn good, even no matter what stage of the league. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure on attack builds. I just don't know. I mean, you have to run around and click all these things. It's really annoying. Caster Mastery, on the other hand, could be amazing. You know, it's only a 25% chance. Is that good enough to just pop all of them? No, but it had a pretty good range, so as long as you're doing a decent amount of casting, I have a feeling it's actually going to go really well for casters. So definitely casters have an absolutely massive advantage. The corrupt jewels themselves, so I got, let's see, did I get any other more corrupt jewels? So here's another one. Let's look at this one. Life, Dex, and 2 minions, and an evasion rating. You know, maybe it's decent. Literally, the first time I ran one of these, so what I usually do with these is I usually throw all of these corrupted 5 or 6 affix. I usually just throw them all in about a 50C tab right now and just kind of wait, and then I'll just trickle it down from there. I think it's probably going to work pretty well. And then if you see one that you think is really good, you may end up with a 1 divine, 2 divine, 3 divine, however many divine one if you get lucky. Literally one of the first ones I picked up in the first map I tested this out, I put it in a 49C and it insta-sold in like 2 seconds. The guy was waiting to pop. It was a bunch of attacks and a life. It was like 5 different attack rolls, or 4 or 5 different attack and a life roll. That was probably a multi-divine one. So whoops. But you know, you can learn it. So you know, you have to learn the values of these things. And I would say, especially if you're popping all of these hordes, these 5 to 6 corrupted jewels, I mean, even, you know, we're halfway through the league right now. Huge potential. And then early league, massive potential. I mean, just throw this. You're going to generate so many of these. Just throw them on your character. Every map, you get like multiple of these. Just you're going to use some on your character probably. So once again, very good early league. All right, next. So yeah, Stygian Vice belts. So you're going to get probably 4 to 5 of these I-86s. This was a random one. I ran the Abyssal Depths. Here's another I-86, and then I accidentally screwed up 2 on the last map. So that's like 4 or 5 Stygian Vice belts if you're adding like 4 or 5 Abyss. Early league, I actually bought a Stygian Vice for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 chaos, like in the first week of this league. I bet you could probably sell a lot of these early league. So once again, you're looking at potentially like, what, 25 chaos to 50 chaos per map just selling Stygian Vices early in the league if you can get to tier 16s really quickly. And these are the best eye level, I think, pretty much, I-86. So again, potentially amazing early league. The actual depths, I'm not going to go into it because it's too complicated to analyze how valuable the depths are. I mean, they take a long time to run. They're kind of annoying, and then you have to know the prices of all the uniques. I would say early league probably good, but I'll leave it to you to kind of try to figure that out yourself. And then, yeah, aside from that, gold, pretty good. Again, if you're a caster, pretty good gold. You know, if you have to run around and click all these, is it even worth it to get this much gold? Probably not. In the end, to be honest, there's probably better gold strategies. This is probably just not going to be the best. If you're an attack build, if you're a caster build, maybe it could potentially compete. I do think it's kind of fun to run Abyss. I'm going to keep running Abyss. I'm going to keep trying stuff. It doesn't seem like the Stygian Spire also combos so well with other things. Like, it doesn't seem like I can ever apply like an Apparition Scarab onto these Stygian Vices. I've never been able to get it to work. I've never pulled it off. I'm probably keep trying. Maybe it's possible, but I'm not sure yet. And with that, I think I'll pretty much leave it there. So I'm gonna keep doing these for these kind of unique, interesting Scarabs. So feel free to subscribe if you want to see. I'm going to make a playlist of a bunch of different Scarabs. If you're ever interested in a specific Scarab, you want to see my take. I try to be as comprehensive. I know these videos they get a little bit long. Sorry. I just want to be as comprehensive as I can. All the mechanics and full discussion of everything that's going to happen in them. So I don't know. Hopefully some people enjoy these. I think final comment here. Early League, I really think Abyss has huge potential. Taking all of the passive tree nodes and doing these types of strategies. Again, the currency is really not bad either. This was pretty low. I've run a bunch of these. This is kind of on the low end of the currency. You do get a fair amount of raw currency, and if your loot filter is a much weaker early league, you get a lot of good stuff. So I'll leave it at that. All right, see you in the next video.